Okay, so we've got a simplified version of this expression created. Things to take note of that we want to make sure is we have the correct object selected and the correct attribute. So it's going to be affecting this attribute here. And then let's go ahead and rename our expression. I'm going to call this mouth expression. Or OJAC mouth underscore expression. Press enter. Okay, I should have clicked edit first. Okay, so let's see if it'll bring it back. Nope, it didn't. So it deleted my expression because I hadn't actually saved it yet. That's okay. Lesson learned. Okay, so let's go back and edit this one more time. Okay, now there's my expression again, and I have to click edit for it to save it. Now it's important to look at your feedback line down here. If it does not like your expression, it's going to throw an error, meaning you formatted it incorrectly. And if you did, it does not save it. Okay, so if you were to close this window and you had typed it incorrectly, then you actually didn't change anything. Okay, so now with this done, if I select this, my controller, sometimes it's useful to do this. I'm going to select this node because I'm not going to be able to see the results on my pumpkin here just yet. I'm going to select my file node, and then in my attribute editor I can click copy tab. That way I can select a new object and it's not going to replace it. So if I select my control, the attribute editor itself will update to reflect that selection, but the copy tab will not. Now I can view the sample up here and see if this is actually working. So I have O. Let's try smile. Yep. Well, I'm on mouth shape 0 right now. So let's go back and look at my expression. If we feel like it's a fail. My expression says to the smile times 10, which is going to be 1 times 10, so that's 10, plus 0. I don't have an image. I don't have my mind just went blank completely.
You don't have one at 10.
I don't have one at 10. That's right. Okay. So I don't have an image 10, so it can't load that file. But if I change this mouse shape attribute to 1, now my sample shows that image, and there it is. There's the second one, and I have yet to figure that out. And there's the third one. There. Okay, so my mouse shape seems to be working. And I'm just looking up here in the sample. Okay, so what if this does hit 0, my mouse shape pose? I need to account for that. So if I go to edit expression, I need to add an if statement in here. So I'll say if, open a parenthesis, close a parenthesis, open curly brace, and then I'm going to close this in here. So if OJAK main control dot mouth shape pose equals 0, then I want to do, well, right now I'm telling it to do this. Well, that's not really what I want. If mouth shape pose equals 0, then I need to tell it to select my default mouth shape, which is going to be 0. So I need to copy the first part of this right here, copy, and paste it up here, and set that to 0. So now frame 0 will be used anytime mouth shape pose is set to 0. And I need to copy this out. I'm going to cut it out, and I need to say else, open curly brace, close curly brace, and paste this in there in the else statement. So if mouth shape is not 0, then it's going to assign the frame extension the combination of this equation, and therefore we'll end up with the correct shape. Okay, now don't forget to hit edit when you're done, so it will save those changes. You can close it, and oh, I need to open that back up. Okay, so now at frame 0, that mouth shape pose is set to 0. It doesn't matter which mouth shape I select, as long as it says 0, it's going to be my default mouth shape. But if I change this to 4, I can select my different shapes and see them reflected in my sample so far. Now after I do this to all my different file nodes, then I should be good to go for render time. Do I need to rewrite these attributes, create new attributes for the displacement and the interior transparency? No, you don't need to. The same combination, as long as you save the same image numbers and the same sequence for your displacement, the file node itself can point to a different place, and you can use this frame extension to tell which of the files in that particular folder it should use. Okay, so you only need two of these for the mouth, 2 for the eyes, for each eye, and then if you have a nose, 2 for the nose. And that's all you'll need to do all of your face animation. Well, change the shapes anyway. Now in combination with the face rotation and the mouth rotation and eye rotation and all those different attributes, you've got an awful lot of control, and you should be able to achieve whatever you want.